Good afternoon, everybody. We are here for RFP 16023, bus shelter installations and JTA promotional advertising, production and installation. Today we are having a presentation by R&K Marketing Inc., DBA AIM, AIM. We will have 20 minutes for your presentation. After that, we'll have 10 minutes for question and answer. We'll begin by introducing the JTA folks. I'll come over to you. Once we're done with introductions, I'll start your 20 minutes. I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'll give you a 3-minute warning that you've got 3 minutes left, and then I'll end the time. Okay.
Henry Lee, Vice President of Finance and Technology, CFO. Welcome, you guys.
Thank you.
Mike Miller, Manager of Business Development. I'll be your project manager.
Sherry Worth, General Accounting Manager.
Van Dyke Walker, I'm the facility manager, and I have the shelters and the shelter work.
Okay.
Vanessa Brooks, also Marketing and Communications Senior Manager.
Thank you.
Teresa Lynn, Contracts and Procurement Manager.
Aaron Witt, President Graphic Application Systems, would be the installation provider.
Corey Haynes, Production Manager with AIM.
And I'm Julie Harrison. I'm the owner and president of AIM.
Okay, I will start time at 20 minutes.
Okay. Thank you for allowing us to be here today. We're very happy to present to you our concept and answer some of the questions that you had regarding our bid for this RFP. As mentioned, we've already introduced ourselves. My name is Julie Harrison, Corey Haynes, and Aaron Witt. Aaron is here on behalf as our sub. I thought it was important that Aaron be here, to represent his portion of the work that would be done with our company. Under qualifications and experience, I can just run through really quick and tell you what we have on our PowerPoint presentation. We have over 15 years of experience combined in the printer and printing industry. AIM has the distinction of being recognized by Hewlett-Packard as what is called our graphics design specialist. Basically, that means that we are specialists in printing color graphics and the product knowledge behind HP, those are the products that we use in our shop. We also, amongst our other wide format printing abilities, we work with KIP America, and we had the distinction of being a star performer with KIP in 2014. We hope in 2015, we haven't been notified yet, but we're optimistic. We also attend industry and expos and manufacturer conferences just to stay in tune with what the industry is presenting as latest products and in printing and in graphic solutions. I'm going to turn it to Aaron so he can introduce his company and let you know what they do.
Again, my name is Aaron Witt. My company is Graphic Application Systems. We've been in the graphic installation business for 34 plus years. Started out in the fleet industry doing mostly trailers, box trucks. In '97, we became involved in transit wraps, buses and coaches as that became more and more popular. We had, during that 10-year time period, we had fairly extensive business throughout the Southeast, but we also did quite a bit of work here in Jacksonville. From 2003 to 2007, excuse me, we actually had direct contact with JTA, working on your fleet, installing your King posters and your tails. And we would do that on an as-needed basis, as promotions would change, or they want to take something completely down as the ad was up. In addition to our experience in fleet graphics, we also are a full-service point-of-purchase installation company. What that means is basically anywhere a customer would come in and need to see graphics, either wayfinding signage, banners, window graphics, promotional stuff. These are items that we do on a fairly regular basis.
I wanted to also just let you know that Aaron's company and my company, we work very well together. We've done several projects together. What I've included here today for you are some samples of work that we've done together. I know we each have our own individual companies, but I did want you to get a feel for the fact that we are in partnership that we have been in partnership and that we work very well together. It's a partnership that we both value very, very dearly. So this is an example of some work that we recently did together. This was a project for Duval County Schools. The school system actually has their cafeteria work is it's contracted out through a company called Chartwells. And so we were fortunate enough to work with a local general contractor on the project. And this is just an example of what we did. This is an acrylic wall that we did all the backlit printing, which will be similar to the scope of work that you have for your signage. The framework of the wall, those are all individual panels that we put together in our shop, and then an on-site vendor for the general contractor was the one who actually assembled the wall, but that's just a sample of some of the work that we do. The Bobcat Cafe sign is actually also an acrylic, there are actually 3 acrylic panels that we did some printing for, and then Aaron's company, they did the installation, and they did a fantastic job. Again, this is an example of some of the signage similar to what you have. I know it's not exact, but it kind of gives you an idea of what we have done together. This is James Weldon. Again, this is an additional part of the Chartwells project. You'll see there's the backlit film in the on-the-go section to the right. That's some vinyl letter cutting that we did, and Aaron's company installed that as well. And another menu sign inside the cafeteria, similar to the other school. But this just gives you an idea of the type of work that we've done together. This is something we're really excited about. This is also at James Weldon. While we were there doing the work, the school decided, hey, we really like what you're doing. We also want to do something else. So this came up as part of that. This is their school mascot, Spartan. And so we, with Aaron's company, they measured out the panels, we did all the printing, and then Aaron's company did the installation. So this is from the inside of the school looking out. So if you drive by the school, you can see on the outside a vague outline, but again.
And that's a translucent product, correct?
Right,
Yeah.
yep. This is something that we had a lot of fun with. We did this work pretty much as pro bono, which is something both of our companies do. We do like to get involved with our community and do some philanthropic work. This is for the U.S. Greenbuild Council. They have a traveling van or trailer that they take around. You may have seen it at some of the Jaguar games. They're taking it around the city, but they had a competition in Washington, D.C., and we volunteered our services and our products, and we wrapped the inside. It's kind of hard to tell, but that's actually the inside of a trailer. It's designed to look like a home, so there's a kitchen, there's a stove, a washer dryer. So we printed the graphics, and again, Aaron's company did the installation. And you know, in our partnership, they offer good advice too on what we can do better. So this was something new for us, and you know, I don't know if you.
Yeah, we actually went and did we actually had a fairly lengthy. We didn't expect it to be as lengthy as it was.
Yes,
but it was a site
turned
survey,
into a huge job.
where we were basically looking at what it would be eventually, and we had to spec materials for Julie and her crew to make certain that they got the desired result.
Yep. So an example of us meeting a challenge.
It was a challenge.
This was NAS Mayport. This is a project that we worked together. They were remodeling their gymnasium. So I just wanted you to see that the scope of work here, we had some large banners that we printed and installed, and we had some major wall graphics that we did as well. Again, another project we worked on together. And believe it or not, we don't do all of our work together.
Yeah.
So I wanted you to see, just thought maybe some of you might recognize some of these. These are signs from the zoo. The zoo has a display outside where they promote their latest marketing and events for each month. And we're honored to have their work. We print and maintain that area for them. These are boards just advertising upcoming events at the zoo. In addition, we have done work for local restaurants, Hop Tingers. We've done work for Void Magazine. They have some wall graphics that we did. Mosh, we did the Jacksonville by Design display. I don't know if you visited that a year or two ago. They did an entire celebrating Jacksonville's architecture over 100 years, so we were the printer for that. We did all the displays for that. And we've done work for UF Shands and construction site signage. And I'm going to turn it over to Aaron so he can share with you his work.
I go this way?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ah, wonderful. Oh, it just went the wrong way. Sorry, I'm going too fast. Bear with me for a second. So I thought we'd go ahead and start off with some of the JTA work we did do. These are aged, they're a little old, but the WB17 bus we did, unfortunately the WB17 RV is not your product. We did a promotional graphic for CSX, the Stop, Look, and Listen, or the Look, Listen, and Save Lives, excuse me. And then the Celebration 2000 for the Times Union. Of course, we also turned your regular, ordinary bus into a rolling Lowry seasoned salt can. Felt very good about that. It was really one of the fun ones. Unfortunately, that one is not running around anymore, I think. We've also done some work over at Everbank for our good friends at Jaguars. We changed out light boxes for them on a fairly regular basis in season. We've also done, what you see there in the middle, the Gate 3 East ramp. We've done the wayfinding signage for SMG. And basically what that is, that's pressure sensitive vinyl applied directly to concrete and then post heated, and it tells you where to go. Helps you find your way around the stadium. We've also done work. If you're ever out at the Atlantic Beach, ride by Aqua Surf Shop. Our work's displayed proudly, both inside and out. Inside, you'll notice that's a light box. Wanted to show that because the light box is part of the, although it's at a little different elevation than where your light box will be. And then the large format window graphics on the outside. Oh, I'm sorry. I've gone one step further. I'd also like to mention, if you're around town, you can see some of the things that we have done. JEA trucks that ride around, we handle all of their fleet installations. Hess Express, although they're now Speedway, we used to do periodic rollouts for them where they would change their advertising on a quarterly basis, and you're talking somewhere between 100 and 200 stores that we would have to take care of within 4 days' time, and managed to do that on time and on budget. Gate Petroleum is another one of our customers. We've gotten, as they've stopped building, or not stopped, but slowed down building new stores, we are now in a signage maintenance pattern with them where they'll call and say we have some areas that need attention. We go out and service them on a fairly regular basis, but as needed. Publix, supermarket, Lowe's Home Improvement, Walmart. I know we've all been into one of these stores from time to time. We were involved in installation of the big box signage, all the wayfinding signage, telling you where to get your screws, where to find your carrots, where to go get milk. That's us. And we've been doing that for quite some time. Very proud of it. We enjoy it. And I'm going to turn it back over to Julie.
Okay.
Thank you.
As part of the presentation, we were asked to advise of our current workload. At this time, AIM, currently we service our normal everyday customers. We do a lot of printing for the construction, architecture, and engineering market in our shop. We do not have any in-place long-term contracts that would interfere with the work that we're bidding on here for you today. We are, of course, always seeking more work, but at this time we are working for our normal clients and any new business that comes our way.
And as I mentioned, we're in a similar situation as Julie. We do have, JEA that we do service on a fairly regular basis. It is as need. We generally know, a week or so in advance with them, and they have some flexibility as to when, so there's no immovable object, I guess I must say. We also service our other clients within Florida and throughout Southeast Georgia on an as-needed basis. Typically, we know 2 weeks in advance of any project that's going to take place. Very rarely are we asked to drop everything and go do it. However, we can if need be. So.
Okay, we were also asked to speak about the methodology and approach that we would take with the project, and I just want to let you know there was a handout that Teresa gave you before we started, and this basically started out as our internal process because we were really excited about this opportunity and we really put a lot of forethought into it. We had this idea in our heads of what we'd want to do. So we actually have all collaborated on this prior to, and I just thought, it's pretty basic, but I thought it might reflect to you that we're already thinking about this, that we're not assuming anything, but we're excited about the opportunity and we have thought about it, and this pretty much goes through what our methodology and approach would be. And I don't want to take your time to read step by step, but it's pretty involved, and it shows you that we do care about what we're doing. Our approach to this entire bid process has been to collaborate and to be professional, and that's important to us that we're presenting ourselves that way to you. As far as quality assurance and control, it's important to us that we maintain an open dialogue with you. We understand that you serve your clients who are the citizens of Jacksonville. It's important to us that we serve you with the same quality and efforts that you would expect from yourselves to serve the city. Aaron, I think when we were meeting the other day, Aaron actually put it best. He said, we don't overpromise and we don't underdeliver. We're going to do everything we can to be a great vendor for you and present ourselves in the best way we possibly can. We're both small, locally owned businesses. We live and die by our reputations. It's important to us. That's our ultimate goal, to provide the very best product and service that we can. So it's just important that we keep the communication going, and that we want to be there for you guys when you need us. And I don't know, Aaron, if you want to add to that. I know we added a slide for some specifics.
So what we would intend to do, our plan, is that before the immediate rollout would come out, I would send my crews to the field, to each shelter, to inspect the shelter, to confirm, that yes, it's either in great condition or there may be a deficiency that needs to be addressed before the rollout happens, just to make certain that your message is getting out there in the manner to which you want it. Also, during periodic rollouts, and again, I'm not certain how often this will take place, but let's assume a lot. As we do it, our staff will continue or will communicate any site changes that could prevent a proper install as they arrive. And finally, our company will supply a completion document as well as photographic evidence of the work completed, so that you know that everything is being done as we say it's being done.
All right. We are done. Thank you so much. We appreciate
Thank you
your
very
time.
much for your time.
That concludes the presentation portion. I will go ahead and set up for 10-minute question and answer period. They do have some set question and answers that they've come up with.
Oh, they have the answers already?
Or not
Awesome.
the answers, sorry.
Just a question.
Wow. Oh, I'm so excited.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm looking for the
Trying to break
teleprompter.
I was jumping ahead. They'll take turns asking the questions, so you may get questions from different members of the committee. And go ahead and start.
Okay, I'll ask the first question. You guys, based on what you present and what you propose, you have not worked with JTA in the past, right?
True.
Okay. How combine three of you, firms or organizations you represent? How many full-time manpower you have, positions or personnel you have?
Okay, so for my company, I have 6 employees.
Mm-hmm.
I have myself, I have a salesman, and then I have a service manager who services all of the equipment that we have, both equipment that we have for our customers and in-house. And then we have 3 people working in our reprographic shop, and then we also have a delivery driver and so on.
Okay.
So in the scope of work that you're talking about for our portion, we have a minimum of 3 people. And if we find that we need more, we'll certainly address that.
Okay, in this market, can are there some people readily available, qualified people? I mean, can work for you if you need more. You bring more business, you need more people. You can
I feel confident that yes, there are.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, you too?
I agree, yes.
Yeah.
How about you? You guys
Oh,
have
no, they're
same
together.
concept?
They're-
But he runs our
Yeah.
shop, so let me clarify that Corey Haynes actually is the one who manages the actual print shop.
Okay.
So he's directly in there working daily,
Okay.
not just as a manager, but he actually is hands-on working in there.
So he's a working manager.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sounds like we're all working
Well,
managers.
Yeah.
From an installation side of it, I have myself, and then I have 5 installers. I have an installation manager and then 4 other installers. And based on what I've seen, just the route, what I call the route, because I basically took the spreadsheet and took them all, dropped them in the sheet, looked at it, and based on what I can see, I have more than enough manpower to handle that. Now, if you tell me there are 200 more transit shelters coming online, then we need to talk, and I'd need to find more and hire and train more qualified people. But as it stands now, I feel that we have what we can do.
Okay, that's a question.
Yep.
If we have 200 more shelters,
Okay.
you need to take care of,
Right.
then how long, takes you to find, hire, some staff and train them, for them to do this job? How long that takes?
How long would that take?
Mhm.
I would tell you that I believe that within a month's time, I can have the bodies available and fully trained to do it. Now, I would need a little cooperation only from a standpoint. I would need to be able to take said employee and go over to any one transit shelter and show them exactly what's required. And assuming that I can do that, then yeah,
Certainly.
inside 30 days, I would not find that to be a problem.
Okay.
Can
Thank
you, can you carry that question? You responded mostly to shelters. What about the bus wrap part of this requirement?
The bus route part, sure.
Okay,
We have, basically, again, the same guys that will be doing this installation are also qualified to install your vehicle graphics.
Are they
So,
3M qualified?
We are 3M certified.
Are your installers certified?
My installers are 3M certified.
Okay.
Would
We're
you-
also PDA master certified, which is basically, it's the same test, it's the same, you're working with the same substrates, it's just different material qualifications.
Could you just quickly tell us the process for doing a wrap? The same people put it on as take it off, or?
You mean as far as removal?
Well, installation and removal.
Yeah, installation, sure, the same people could in fact do that, and probably will in our case. Our installation manager and his team would come out to the site, and let's assume it's just it's your regular bus.
40-foot.
40-foot bus. We would have a team of 4 come out. We would prep the bus. We would assume we're assuming that the bus is washed to an extent before we begin the installation. We would then prep the bus with alcohol. We would identify any problem areas before we began. We would lay out our panels, and then one crew would work on one side and one crew would work on the other side, and they'd meet each other in the front.
And the removal would happen the day before?
The removal would probably happen could happen the day before so that we can do some prep. It could even happen before we begin because
Right.
again, with the
I
crowd,
think
with the
Chris's
team of
question was-
4.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
question, was the removal and the installation.
Yeah, it would be the same. It would be the same team, assuming we're removing before we're installing a new
Right.
one. So,
Yep.
If I may, real quickly, you had mentioned that you had done Kings and Tails for JTA back in 2003.
from 2003 to 2007, we worked directly for,
Lamar?
it was a gentleman, Thomas McCraney, who was selling your ads.
Correct, okay.
And he put us in contact with JTA to bill direct on that.
Yeah,
But we didn't, in no time did we bill him.
Okay.
He sold the ads and then gave us the business. We completed the business and submitted billing to JTA.
okay. I guess my question is, you said you had done Kings and Tails, and yet you were showing us examples of WB-17 and Lowry Seasoned Salt.
Well,
as wraps.
I'll be quite candid. The age of the photos, I was fortunate to find those.
Well, but had you done wraps for us, or did you
Yes,
just
we didn't do
Kings?
wraps for JTA. No, we did wraps for, like Super Graphics would sell, Super Graphics, a company out of California. They would sell a national job.
Right.
Okay, and then they would have markets in Atlanta, DC,
Understand.
New Orleans, and it just so happens Jacksonville and Orlando and Miami. And our installers would go to Jacksonville, Orlando, Miami and install these units.
Okay.
But we didn't install them directly for you.
But you have wrapped JTA buses?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
sir.
thank you. That clarifies it.
Vanessa, At our last interview, we didn't give Vanessa a fair chance, so.
You're up.
What type of materials do you use for the bus wraps?
Well,
What-
Corey can answer that question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when looking at this, we decided upon Avery, the cast material, specifically for wrapping, along with the Avery lamination.
And I would like to also add to that, that if we were to be fortunate enough to win the bid, we would want to talk with you about, do you have a preference? Do you have an experience with it? Because, you know, the bid document, it did have some specifications in it, but there may be newer products available. There may be something that you're aware of or something that we're aware of that we would discuss.
Can I
So we
ask-
have a long
As a
access to
follow-up,
it.
can I ask, has Avery been doing bus wraps specifically in the past?
They offer, I mean, as far as Avery Films,
Whatever material that Corey is saying
So
that you would use.
is the question, if you don't mind me rephrasing, has this specific Avery material been around for wrapping transit vehicles?
Have you seen Avery's work on wrapping buses?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
we've installed
turn it
Avery
over
product,
here
I guess is
because he's the
the point.
installer,
And again, you know, we install 3M films, we install Avery films, we install Arlon films, we install MacTac,
Okay.
FlexCon.
Right.
In this market, we've installed 3M, and I have to, again, my memory is not as good as it was back in '07, but we installed 3M films as well as, I want to say, some of the temporary product, were like the Kings and the Tails, were FlexCon, bus art. But to answer your question, yes, 3M film or Avery film has been used substantially throughout the market.
Okay.
It's just not as widely known as 3M, the brand.
Okay, so as a layman, help me understand, you mentioned that you were 3M certified,
Yes, sir, we are.
and you mentioned another.
A PDA master certified, yes, sir.
Now, how does that relate to the Avery issue? Why would 3M require it and Avery not? Is there an Avery?
No, well, that's just it. The PDAA master certified is actually, it's a conglomeration of Avery, FlexCon, MacTac, Arlon. They basically went in with the PDAA, which is the Professional Decal Application Alliance, and they said, look, 3M has their test. We would like for you to certify your installers on our films. So
That's
basically,
how these other companies get certified, or you get certified to.
well,
install
you get certified to use their films.
We have 25 seconds.
Oh, go ahead.
Corey, have you ever had any issues, or I guess I will defer the question to this gentleman, when you are removing a bus wrap with using Avery products, have there been any problems?
I've not experienced any.
No?
Now, again, I always like to say it always depends on, a couple of factors, and I realize I'm running short on time. How long the material's been on, how was the substrate before you put the material on, meaning is it a factory job? I mean, on and on and on, but
Yeah, we have to stop.
I've not experienced that. I do apologize.
That's okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You're all set.
Now, if I'd only been prepared for this camera idea. That was a shocker.
You must get one of them, guys.
No, right off, huh?